Alright, that should be good. Hey guys, this morning I was planning to go for a run, you know, one of our main goals on the channel, getting back in shape. Didn't go as planned. Hey guys, whew, it's very early and change of plan. I thought today is going to be the first day where I'm back to training. That's one of the main goals on our channel, is to get back in shape. But guess what? It's raining outside, so we're gonna take some photos. Woo! Okay, we're out. It's wet, but it's fun. We're gonna try to make of what should have been a disaster some assets for our photos. We're gonna use the Waste Your Face to try to catch some nice reflection. Alright, we're gonna move on and try to find another spot where we can both shoot and not get too much wet. I switched quickly to the iPhone because this one can handle the rain, no problem. It's just very dark. It's fun actually going out and just, you know, finding a new hygiene to get out, get motivated and do some stuff. Doesn't matter really what you're gonna do, it's just to get the routine and to keep going every day. Whew, feeling pumped. But that will make some interesting picture. Alright, I found another bus stop and actually we are just next to the lake and that should make for some really interesting pictures. Hopefully it's not too dark and I can salvage something. Anyway, let's have a look. We're gonna be heading back home because it's so freezing cold and I'm soaked. In winter, shooting that early, we're gonna find a way. Anyway, need some hot coffee and to get dry. And we'll see if we can harvest something from these pictures. We'll see. All right, we're back and we're gonna get warm and get to work on these pictures. Hopefully something good's gonna come out of it. Otherwise it was just a nice wet trip. You know, you do what you gotta do. Okay, see you guys. And we're back. Okay, it was crazy, right? Warm and dry, at least. We did shoot some interesting photos, but it was challenging under such a heavy rain to shoot properly, to be able to pay attention to every detail. And I know for a fact that some of these photos are going to be pretty tough to salvage. But actually, it might be the occasion to do a little tutorial on how to use Lightroom and to edit photos that you might, you know, throw away because they're not interesting at all. Okay, I have Lightroom open right here and we're gonna pick one photos on which we're gonna work. The goal is to keep it simple. We're not gonna do some advanced editing while I'm gonna try to give you some tips on how to retrieve something out of a photo. Okay, let's see, we're gonna go for this interesting piece of gear that I found outside. That's an interesting shot because there's a lot of elements, there's a lot of details. I could see myself keeping this one in color because there's something interesting going on. But the idea is to make the whole series black and white. We're gonna jump into the develop tab and here there's few steps that we're gonna have to follow to make sure that we have a proper base on which we can work. Okay, the first thing we want to do is to go all the way down, find lens correction, enable profile correction, and I'm gonna deactivate and activate to show you. Here, the photo is quite dark, but when I activate this profile, it's gonna correct all distortion from the lens profile. As we want to make a black and white photo, we're gonna start by bringing down the saturation to -100, all black and white, And from there, we're gonna work on details. We usually think about colors in channels, but colors are as well frequencies and a whole range of them. To work with these frequencies, we can use different tools. And today we're gonna focus on texture. Texture is a very powerful tool. And working on a photo, you're gonna be able to use both negative and positive to change dramatically the look of your photo. I could bring it all the way down to soften all the low frequency area, like the skin tone, while preserving sharper details, which are gonna be more in the high frequencies. If I bring it all the way up to plus 100 texture, I can see all the small details popping right to my face. And I can make for a very interesting look that can be used aside of clarity. For example, you could bring clarity a bit down to soften globally, but still keep all the details that we added. To compare texture and clarity, I'm gonna bring my texture back to 0. Quick tip, if you need to reset only one parameter, you can double click on the name and bring back to 0. I'm gonna bring clarity all the way up, really extreme, but to show you how differently they work. Here, I have a much larger range of frequency at work, and I can see that my picture is popping all the way. And for this look, it's not really what I want because it's a bit too intense, but I prefer to bring up my texture, very slightly clarity. And now if I want to bring some of the brightness, I'm gonna work with my highlights. As usual, I advise to bring too far and then to bring it back. Not bad. Okay, there's one thing that's disturbing me. This picture, very likely, is gonna finish on Instagram. So one thing that could have been done from the very beginning is to reframe to 4:5. There you go, much better. So we can actually focus on the proper part of the photo. And the photo is actually quite interesting as is, but I think we can go further. Well, if you hear something, that's the laptop cranking the fan. No biggie. Woo! It's getting hot. I'm lucky I'm not walking with the laptop on my laps. I would burn my legs. Did you guys hear that? How loud?
2,000 years later.
Okay, I think the photo is quite interesting as it is, but we can push it a bit further and give it a look more faded, a bit more age. I like my black to not be so intense, so contrasted. So what we're gonna use the tone curve to bring it down and give it a more faded look. Open tone curve, and here you want to click on the first circle to edit directly the point curve. You're gonna grab your black, bring it up, and try to find a look that matches your creative vision. I see that my photo is globally too bright now. So once I got my black where I want them, I'm gonna go back up and I can work with the shadows. I can work with the black. I can play with my tone curve again. And by adjusting back and forth between these different sliders, shadows, black, and tone curve, I'm gonna get my look exactly where I want it. We could keep the photo like this. I think it's pretty much done. But if we want to go crazy and go in the small details, we can use something like masks. And we're gonna find this tool right here. There's different type of mask. I'm gonna go on the brush, and this one is going to allow me to paint on some part of the photo to edit those while preserving all the rest. And for this, I'm going to actually very roughly pass on some parts. If you spill like I did and you want to erase, you can click on erase and actually erase whatever you don't want to work on. You can work with size, feather, and flow to change the aspect of the brush. I'm gonna go to color, double tap to reset and deactivate the pink. We're gonna go to highlights, raise very slightly. You can work with the white, and you can see that it's only affecting where the brush passed. And actually, I can even pinpoint where I want to add extra texture or clarity and bring it up. Nothing crazy, no need to overdo it. We're gonna keep it like this. Okay, so now, how to apply this creative look to all your photos in the same series. You're not gonna do every of those steps again and again, There's a very simple way by right-clicking on your photo and going to settings. You're gonna go to copy settings, and with this, you're gonna select everything that you want to keep. So right now, I want to keep pretty much everything except local adjustments, because you don't know where you want to apply brushes on your other photos. But I'm going to click on crop. I know that all the photos are vertical and they're all gonna be for Instagram. So with this, I click copy. I'm gonna pick another photo. This umbrella, for example. Actually, I like the gold on this photo, but I think it's gonna look terrific in black and white. So, right click, settings, paste settings, and instantly all the work that we did on the previous photo is applied on this one. And I only need to apply micro adjustments to make it perfect. So for example, in this case, slightly down on my black, just one slider, bam, it's done. And I can do this for each photo of this series. We're gonna pick a third one, right click, settings, paste settings, easy peasy. If I had to do something on this photo, it would be just to add some separation on the trees, for example, to make them pop a little more. Okay, that's it. Hopefully, I kept it short and simple. The idea was not to be too overwhelming, but to give you few tools to salvage photos that might have not been shot in the best condition like mine. We'll be doing a lot more Lightroom tutorials. We have so many things to cover, but for now, hope you have fun with this. If you like this video, maybe a thumbs up. And if you really enjoy what we do and would like to support this channel, think about subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video. I'm out of here. Oh my, do you see that mess? Wow. Oh, look at this. Should I trim? Look at this mustache.